What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're here for another Ask Hippo. Hey, this shit is a monthly series in this bitch. Monthly, 4 weeks. Yeah, I've been trying to do this every 4 weeks. I feel like it's kind of a good time to do these. It's like every month, making a monthly series. You already know what it is. You guys asked me questions on Twitter. I answered them. I did put out a tweet a few days ago saying ask me some questions. Also put it in my community tab, and you guys came out in abundance. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is go through all these questions and see how funky this gets. So the first question comes from Jaden, and his question is, what do you think that the Crew 2 does better than Horizon 4? Now, this is kind of a hard question to answer, because obviously Horizon isn't out, the Crew 2 has been out for ages. I've only played the demo of Horizon, but I think there's a few things. I don't think it takes a genius to realise the scale of the map is unrivaled. The fact it has more than just cars is also a thing. I don't think Horizon needs anything other than cars, but it does it better. You know, you can go in a fucking plane, and then like this is better. I'm not sure how the progression is in Horizon, obviously, because it hasn't come out yet, but that's going to be interesting to see how progression is done across the two games. That doesn't take away from all of the Crew 2's problems, which I've talked about recently, but those are a few things that come to mind, like off the top of my head. The next question comes from Gobi, and his question is, as a small racing game YouTube, what tips do you have to grow a channel? As a racing one, it's a bit hard, really, because the community isn't very big. So who's the biggest racing YouTuber? Slap Train in sub growth, probably. So that's like 1.5 million. There's not much in terms of games coming out. Honestly, just create. With YouTube, I would want to like branch out at some point, and like as a creative person, like I just kind of, from my perspective, kind of see it as just create stuff that you like watching, and you would watch yourself. There's honestly no quick shortcut to YouTube. Like people say clickbait, this, that, and the other, but like there isn't a shortcut. I've been doing this for almost a decade, and I am not where I want to be right now. Like I want to be in a much like a lefted position, but overall, just create what you want to create. Don't force yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do, and just, you know, stick to your morals. You know, be for the people. That's like one thing I think is important. There's always a problem when YouTubers kind of forget about the community in a bit. I've seen a lot happen to a lot of people, not just racing game YouTubers, but others. And it's like it's always one of those things, when you come a bit out of touch with racing games, then of course it's going to reflect in the content you make. And I think it's something, you know, just kind of keep an eye on how things are, if that makes sense. Hopefully that made sense. The next question is from Carlos, and his question is, what are your personal favourites from the Horizon 4 soundtrack? Right then. Whoa, 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 whoa. I wanna know. The next question comes from David, and his question, another Crew 2 related question. It's do you think PvP is going to revive the Crew 2? This is a bit of an interesting one, because, you know, obviously we've still got a few months to wait. December is a long ass time away. We're in September now. December isn't close yet. Like, we've still got a few months, still got a Gator Rush to come. I'm not sure. If you asked me a month ago, I probably would have said yes. Having seen how they're doing pro parts and stuff, or gold parts and stuff, I'm honestly not sure. It's one of the things, the only time I'm going to be able to tell. I'll come back briefly, and if the gold parts aren't too much of a problem and the grind isn't too bad, then you know what, maybe I will come back to it. It's one of those things you can't really tell how it's going to be, because we don't even know what the next update's going to be like. So it's one of those things, kind of just keep your eyes to the streets, or keep your ears to the street, and then just listen and see what happens. I hope so. The game and the developers, their heart's in the right place, but, you know, I guess it's one of those things only time's going to tell. The next question comes from HCR, and his question is, would you consider buying something from Halfords? If you're talking about like exhaust and stuff, and no. If you're talking more like, I don't know, like a wrench, and yeah, of course. The next question comes from Tom, and his question is, do you think Ghost is going to be able to make a better Need for Speed game in 2019 than Payback? If they don't make a better game than Payback, there's going to be a serious problem. Need for Speed 2019 is a year away, so we're not, like, it's not around the corner by any stretch of the imagination, but for sure, like, if they don't do something better than Payback, we are going to be in a very weird position. Like, they have no choice. Like, again, I'm going to say this, I say this in almost every time Need for Speed is mentioned, because I know people are going to comment it. Need for Speed is never going to die. People always say, oh, Need for Speed is going to die if the next game doesn't sell well. No, Need for Speed is a household name. They're coming up to their 25th anniversary, I believe. That is not going to die. Like, everyone knows your Need for Speed. Like, people, like, in the when video games pretty much, you know, blew up onto the mainstream initially, Need for Speed was there, and people know, every generation knows Need for Speed, so Need for Speed is going to be fine. It's more a case of, like, for the people who play the games, you know, and developers obviously care about the people that play the games, and it's one of those things, it's more for them, really. They've been let down for, year after year after year, you know. Again, I'm going to say what I say before, like, 2015 for me was an amazing Need for Speed game, and I loved it. It had its flaws, but I absolutely loved it, and since then, Payback it really did drop the ball. I have faith in Ghost. I think their heart's in the right place. It's clear to me with a 2-year development cycle. It's clear to me, you know, with the turn of 2015, all of this has been done for a reason. So, again, it's one of those things. Time will tell. Time will definitely tell. Next question comes from ILR John, and this question is, so with Horizon 4 releasing in just under 2 weeks, what are your main concerns with the game? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Main concerns. This is a bit of a hard one, really. DLC. I know that's not going to be how it should be. It's going to be paid DLC and stuff. It's going to segment, you know, the player base, and that's how Forza's always been. And I can't say I'm necessarily happy about that, obviously. Other than that, like, other than maybe endgame, I honestly don't know. Like, the game has everything. Like, all Horizon 3 really, like, missed for me was story, a sense of personality, and online. That was actually worthwhile doing. A competitive online, which was worthwhile doing. And those 3 things are in this game. You know, like, personality's properly come back in this game. The map is amazing with elevation in the map and stuff. That's something which I asked for. I honestly don't know. Like, this is why I'm so excited. I actually genuinely don't know. Other than DLC, which has been the way it's been for ages, I genuinely don't know. Like, I'm really fucking excited. Less than 2 weeks, you know. Don't even gas me up. The next question comes from Wolf, and his question is, what is your favourite game that isn't commonly known by most, and what is the mod list for an R32 or Mercury logo if you were ever to get one? Favourite game which isn't commonly known? This is a bit of a hard one, really. I kind of play a lot of AAA titles, so this is kind of a bit of a weird one to say. Obviously, I play a lot of Halo. Not many people play Halo anymore, but that's still a relatively well-known series. I honestly don't have an answer for that one. Like, I think I just play a lot of AAA titles. That's a bit of a hard question to answer. I guess one which is the least popular, maybe Trackmania, but I don't really play Trackmania that often, so I'm not sure. And then obviously a mod list for my Murcielago or R32. Murcielago I'm not even thinking about. Like, that's so far, and that's like literally for 40 years in the future. Hopefully, maybe one day, possibly. But R32, just rims lower, more power if I need it. Obviously, I wouldn't need it when I first buy the car. It's just one of those things, just see when it comes, because you don't want too much power, but then you don't want too little power. And it's the same thing with grip. You don't want too much grip, but you don't want too little grip. So it's one of those things that you just kind of see when it happens, sort of thing. The next question comes from Pluvio. I hope I said that right. His question is, are you going to make videos of you modifying your car, detailing it, or doing illegal stuff? Why would I film me doing illegal stuff? I'm not out here to snitch on myself. Or maybe do some track day videos, etc, etc. No, okay, so this is the thing with car videos and real life car videos. So one, I'm still unsure on if I actually want to keep the car when next year comes around. You know, I could easily save my money and get an S2000 or something across those lines. And obviously, if I modify the car, I'm never going to see that money back. So that's always one dilemma. The camera equipment, it's expensive, man. I can't just use what I have now because I don't have any mic outputs on the camera I use. What I do is I record my audio separately on my computer and then use my webcam and then link them in while I'm editing. So I can't do that in a car. I need a mic output on my microphone, obviously. Then I need a mic, and then I need, you know, a tripod that goes like a suction mounted tripod, which, you know, strong enough to not jiggle around, because I have tried this and it's just me, it's hard, expensive times, and I'm not in any position to just be splashing out hundreds of pounds on camera stuff. But like, eventually, like, I would love to do that kind of stuff. It's also about, like, it's the right time. You know, I know for a fact if I put out a video now on Mako, would not do well for views. I know very, very well. Like, I just know how the landscape is at the moment. But you know, when the time's right, when the money's there, and you know, when there's opportunities to come, like I've made videos about me going to Mercedes World before, you know, drifting C63s and stuff, and that's always been a good time because obviously they have recording equipment in the cars and stuff. You know, obviously I've got Horizon road trip stuff coming soon. That's not going anywhere. So yeah, it's just one of those things. When the time's right, all happening. I guess I've got Horizon road trip stuff coming up. I'm not driving in that, like, I don't think at all in any of the videos. But yeah, that's what it is. It's one of those things, but when the time is right, it will happen. And the final question kind of, you know, wraps back up into that, really. Will you do a Horizon road trip in your own car? So for those that don't know, Horizon road trip is a series that I'm going to be doing on the channel, or have started on the channel. The first episode's already up, and I'm going to edit them all in bulk and then separate them into weekly uploads on probably like Fridays or something. But it was a road trip I did with my dad around Europe in his Cayman. It was really, really good time. Like, it honestly was like, Absolutely amazing trip. Words can't describe how good the trip was, and you're going to see that in videos. But the thing is with my MX-5, really fucking loud. If I was to ever do a road trip, I'd need something with more power and a hard top. If I was like, I need to have a hard top or be a coupe. So that's why I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of it next year, because I do want to do more road trips. It's really fucking fun. That's why something like an S2K just sounds really amazing. But for now, with the MX-5, probably not. And maybe shorter road trips. Like I did one to Wales with my friend called Dave. He made a really cool movie about it, so if you want to watch that, the link is down in the description. But like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like in terms of Mako, I'm really undecided on if she's going to stay or go. I think I might lower it, but to be honest, it's mainly all my money's going to be end up going into insurance and maintenance anyway. So it's just one of those things. Right time, right place. You know, there will be a time where I can get a different car, and it makes financial sense and makes sense for my life and stuff. But the prospect of getting something next year like an S2K is one I'm definitely looking into. And that's been it for today's Ask Hippo. A bit more of a talky one in this one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's kind of more of a little bit of a podcast style video today. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.